I want you all to skim through those pages. I want you guys to skim through those pages. I want you to start looking at maybe some of the text features, right, we've talked about. Maybe some of the visuals, right, Danny's? And I want you to look at what words are highlighted, okay? And I want you to see if you are aware of those words, do you know those words? If not, take a gander at the definition, kind of prep yourself for the reading. But what do you notice about these texts? Okay, so I'm going to give you some time to flip through your pages and look and see what you notice. So we should be going through all those pages right now. Make sure you're not stuck. Remember, we're just skimming it right now. Now, with your table partners or your shoulder partners, so my tables of 3, you guys can work together. I want you to talk with your group about what you saw. Maybe what you noticed about what we're going to be learning today or what we're going to be assessed on. All right, so go ahead and start having those conversations. Go ahead and have those conversations. What do you notice? What are you wondering about? Okay, so with your partners, I would love for you guys to share with what your partner said. Maybe what they noticed, what they wondered. And so I'll take 4 volunteers to tell me about what their partner said. So we'll start with English, nice and brave.
So my partner said that maybe the spider
That the spider's going to trap the fly. Raise your hand if you agree. From what you saw, right? You said that picture there. Okay. Ava, what did you and Tracy talk about?
I said that one is fiction, one is non-fiction.
One is fiction and one is nonfiction. What did Tracy say?
I don't think she said anything.
Tracy, did you say anything? No? Were you just listening? You're being a good listener? Okay. Jason, what did you guys talk about?
I said that there are many quotation marks, so probably they're both talking.
Many quotation marks. Okay. So, which passage are you referring to? Passage 1. So, like Ava said over there, she said something that these are fiction and nonfiction. Would anybody agree that the first one might be a fictional story? Would you agree?
No.
Yes? No? You don't agree? Jason, why don't you agree?
Because so the picture doesn't look real. Maybe so it would happen. It could happen in real life. So
Oh, that the spider and the fly have a relationship together? Okay. Alrighty. What does the first sentence say in this page, on this page? What does this first sentence say? Annalie, what does the first sentence say? Here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't clear. Above the title. Above the title. Above the title. The bolded black. Read the poem. Okay. Yeah, it's a poem. It's a little bit different than what we're used to, right? It looks a little strange. It doesn't look as Yesterday we read a poem that had a lot of space in between each stanza. Today, the stanzas are what? They're a lot bigger. They're a lot smaller. They're closer together. We have more to read about this poem. And like Jay Shing said, there's a lot of talking. There's a lot of dialogue. So we're going to have to make sure that we really understand what character is speaking. Okay? Does anybody have anything that they shared with their partner about the nonfiction section? Did anybody talk about the nonfiction section? Rescuing the reefs? Jake?
I thought it was like coral reefs.
Coral reefs and how you can rescue them. How did you figure that out?
The title.
The title? Okay, so you're using what kind of text feature there? Everybody, what's he using? What kind of text feature? The title. Yeah. Okay. Now, I asked you to look at the vocabulary within the two stories. We're going to be working on our Frere model. Okay, and remember, that's when we put the word that we are focusing on. We put that word in the middle, and then I'll show you a sample up here of what you're going to be writing in all 4 boxes, okay? Why do we do this? Why do we want to have this kind of visual for us or organization? Nicholas?
Have knowledge about the word.
You have knowledge about the words? What else? Does anybody have any other ideas? Florencia, why might we use something like this?
To get a better understanding of the text.
Yeah, exactly. So today, you guys are gonna, for the next couple of minutes, because in our stories, do they define the words for us?
Yeah.
They do, yeah. How do we know that? How do we know that they define the words?
The yellow parts on the page.
Thank you, Jane.
Highlighted.
The highlighted section. So it is now under your discretion or your choice what you are going to be putting in this middle part here. So for example, right, I know that Nicholas and Riley talked about words that they didn't know. They said, I don't know the word in vain. Okay, so I might for myself put the word in vain. Or Riley and Nicholas might, they might put another word. Okay, so you're gonna write your word, then you're gonna write the definition up here. You're gonna find a synonym. What's a synonym, Joseph? A word related to it. Can you find a different word? A different word besides related? Joseph? Okay. All right, Joseph. If an antonym is the opposite, what is a synonym? Joseph? If an antonym is opposite, a synonym is?
Non-opposite.
Which is?
Similar.
Similar or the same. Okay? Then you're going to use a sentence. Now, okay? All right, so that you can use context from the sentence that you're using in the story or the poem or the informational text. Then you're going to just draw a picture that helps you remind yourself of this. Maybe for in vain, it might be hard to draw. So maybe I might draw something to symbolize in vain, right? What does the word in vain mean, Nicholas? What does it give you in the definition there?
Pointless, not seeing the result that is hoped for.
Okay, so what does that maybe sound like to us, Jeremy's, based off of that definition? Pointless, not producing the result that is hoped for.
Playing a video game necessary.
Okay. Yeah, or maybe you might feel like you did something in vain, like you did it for no value or no worth. So Jake said something about like playing a video game and then maybe not winning that. So you might have played the game in vain. So maybe for Jake to represent that, he might draw like a video game console, right? He might just draw like one of those, like a PSP or whatever, and he knows that because the sentence that he wrote is related to the picture. I know that's a terrible picture. I'm not a good drawer. Okay, I'm not an artist.
Oh, terrible.
Okay, so Jason, can you go ahead and pass these out for me to everybody? Yes, Jason. We did last time, but this time I want you to use a sentence. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes to work on this. I want you to find a word that really challenges you, right? We wanna make sure that we're expanding our vocabulary and that we are able to learn from this text, right? Because not only are we gonna be assessed on it, but I'm sure that on our FAST assessment, there might be some words that we're not sure of. And so it could be a word from, yes, it could be a word from the reefs or the spider and the fly, okay? So,
Thank you, good start. Appreciate it.
I'm doing it in vain, bro. I'm gonna draw my
Alex.
Draw school.
I'm gonna draw a wall.
we could do that. So we should be working on which word? And yes,
Not one.
I know, it's a
Well, I know what I can write.
What?
I'll find the word.
Yeah, that way you know. Alex, are you on task? I'm sorry?
Search it in the book.
Right, I see that Jake Shane's doing a really good job of being on task. And Jane. That's okay. Jake, are you on task? Please. Yes, good job. Good job.
And then
Give heed, that's a good one.
well,
Give heed. That's a good word. No, give heed. So that's a good choice. Teacher, let's sum it up. What sound? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start wrapping up our pictures or our sentences and this is something that we can finish a little bit later. Because we're now gonna get into our next activity.
We finished my sentence.
Okay, give me time.
What's the definition?
Oh no. Okay.
Alrighty, so I need you guys now you can keep this at your desk for right now. And I've given some of our table groups some sticky notes. Okay, and before we begin, we're gonna go over where I would like you to place those sticky notes. Joseph? I know, give me some. Okay, okay, I need everybody's heads up and paying attention to the board, okay? Because I'm gonna be giving you some key details, Nicholas and Riley, about what you need to do. Now, this is important because I have already put you in pairs, right? And so I need you to make sure that your book looks exactly the same to your partner's book, okay? So, today, you might be wondering, what am I doing with these lovely sticky notes, okay? We are going to be blocking off sections for you to stop and read at, okay? So today, I need everyone to make sure that they have at least 3 sticky notes in their hands. Go ahead and share with your partners. If you need some more, just the person next to you. We're in your table group. Everyone should have 3. So make sure everyone has 3. 3 sticky notes. Alex, do you have 3 sticky notes? Okay. So everyone should be open to page 426. Alrighty? So, I would like you to place your first sticky note right at stanza 15. So you're going to place your first sticky note right at stanza 15 and you're going to place it right there.
You want us to cover it or like?
Yes, yes, sir. You're going to cover it right there. It's okay if it takes up a little bit of your space. Cover it, okay? You are then going to put your next sticky note on the next page at stanza 33. Right above stanza 33. Okay? 33, stanza 33. On the left-hand side of your page. Stanza 33. Jason, I need you to be with us. Okay? Now, following directions. Stanza 14 and stanza 33. When you have finished that, I want you to give me a thumbs up so I know that we can move on. When you're finished with that, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up so I know that you're moving on.
Jason, I need you to do the action. I told you to put a sticky note on 15 and 33.
Okay. Beautiful. Now, we are going to flip our pages and we're going to go to Rescuing the Reefs. You're going to go to Rescuing the Reefs If you need some more sticky notes, please raise your hand. If your table group, again, make sure everyone has 3 sticky notes or 2 sticky notes. You need more? Okay. I'm 33, my dear. Alrighty, Riley, are you finished? Okay, I'm ready to continue. Alright, so you are going to be putting your sticky note. Naima, I need you to turn your page. You're going to be putting your first sticky note after paragraph 1 or at the beginning of 2. So you're going to put it on paragraph 2. Okay, so you should have 1 sticky note starting at paragraph 2. Your next sticky note is going to go to paragraph 4. Paragraph 4. Jake, I don't use the inner monologue, please, today. So paragraph 4. Paragraph 4. You need more? No, we're done. When you're done, again, give me a thumbs up so I know that you're finished. Give me a thumbs up so I know that we can begin our activity. Okay? If you have extra sticky notes, everyone can put their hands down. If you have extra sticky notes, Bella, can you go collect them around the classroom? If you have extra sticky notes, please make sure that your sticky note's nice and high so that you can give it to Bella. Okay? No, they don't. Alrighty, so, Jason, can you do me a favor? Can you take that Post-it note off? Alright. So today, in order to make our assessment a little bit more comprehensive and to be talking about how, yesterday we struggled with comprehension a little bit, right, of what we learned. And yesterday we talked about the poem, and we talked about the American Revolution, which had to do with the Boston Tea Party. And we were a little bit confused on our details. So today, the goal is with your partners, and again, you don't know who your partners are yet, you are going to be talking about the text, so hopefully your comprehension can be enhanced or helped with your partner. The expectation is that you will read together. For example, in the poem, I would love for you to read based off of each stanza. So every bolded stanza. So the bolded stanzas would be 1, 5, and 10. So you read every other. That's our goal, like we always do. Every other paragraph, your partner's going to read. Now, before you begin, we are going to be playing a game. I have created little packs for you. You will take out 2 pieces that look like this. You and your partner will sit opposite of each other. So for example, if Naima and I are playing this game together, we're going to put this game on our table, and I might sit across from her, right? Let's say I'm sitting across from Naima. We're reading The Spider and the Fly, but before we read, it has something on this. It says, before you read, and it asks you a couple questions, but before you read, you're going to roll a dice. So I'm going to have this dice here, and you both are going to answer 2 questions. Jake? Okay, so let's say I roll my dice. It says 2. I'm going to move 2 spaces. I'm going to ask the question, what do you think the text will be about? Naima and I are then going to have a discussion based off what we already did. We preloaded a lot of information before, based off what we saw, what words we saw, maybe the headings, the text features. Then Naima's going to go. She's going to roll her dice, whatever it is. She has 3. The next question, it says, why are you reading this? Why are you reading this? So then we'll have a discussion, right, about academically, why are we reading a poem and why are we reading an informational text? So then we've done that. I now get to read the story or the passage. So I'm going to read my first stanza, which is 1 through 5. Naima then reads 5 through 10. I read 10 to the sticky note. As soon as you get to the sticky note, what do you think you're going to do?
Roll the dice again.
You're going to roll the dice. Correct, Jake. So you're going to roll the dice. And that is when I'm going to start my activity here. You guys see, oh, I'm sorry. You guys see where it says start reading? That's where I'm gonna begin with my counter or my chip that I have. And my partner and I are going to circle through. Now, if for some reason, Joseph, please head up. Riley, head up, please. If for some reason we finish this before we finish the text, we're gonna start back over and hopefully get new questions, right? And we'll go through this little windy little thing. Once we finish, Joseph, we're then going to come to the end. And then that will be the game. We have a lot of spaces to move. But again, if we finish before we finish reading, what are we gonna do? We're gonna restart. Say with me, I'm gonna restart.
I'm going to restart.
Beautiful. Okay, now, once we finish this first story, what do you think we're gonna do? What do you think we're gonna do, Jay? We're gonna do it with the informational text, okay? So, see how Naeem and I we were gonna read aloud together. We stop where? At the sticky note. Once we have answered 2 questions together, we're then gonna remove the sticky note and continue to read on. Okay, so the sticky notes are just places where you stop, play the game, and then after you play the game, you then continue to read aloud. While you're reading aloud, what should your partner do? What should they be doing? Annotating. I should be annotating my text while I read and while I'm listening. So at any point in time, Florencia, should you and I be looking and locking eyes? No. Because you're doing what? You're probably going to be reading, or I'm going to be annotating, or vice versa. The only time we should be locking eyes is when we are doing what? The activity. Playing the game. Okay, now, I have your partners. You're going to be in groups of 2. Alrighty? When I say your pair, we are going to be polite. We're not going to moan and groan. We are going to grab our book and go find a place for me and my partner to sit down. Are you allowed to use this lovely carpet?
Yes.
Yes. Can you use the middle of the floor?
Yes.
Yes. Can you sit over there? Yes. You may sit anywhere in this room that allows you to A, stay focused, B, complete the activity, and C, be able to take your Unit 3 assessment. Now, when my partner and I finish the game, I know this is a lot, guys, okay? When my partner and I finish the game, I'm going to give the game back to Ms. Zillmeyer. I'm going to put all the stuff in this little handy-dandy pocket. I am going to then grab a privacy folder from the back of the room. Where am I grabbing the privacy folder?
Back of
The back of the room. I grab the privacy folder from the back of the room. I am then going to sit in my chair, in my desk, and I'm going to take the assessment. Now, this whole week, have we been answering any questions that have to do with writing? No. So today, the rule stays the same. We are just focusing on the questions. Okay? So, are we ready for this activity?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So, I need Leonise and Jake to come grab this right here. Jackson and Alex Ramirez, you will be working together. Please go grab another packet and you may begin.
Something.
Sure.
Oh, it did? Yeah, if you guys don't have your counters, through this process I lost a couple counters. Florencia and Annalie. Florencia and Annalie. Jay Shing and Ava. Nicholas and Riley are going to stay on task together. Okay, Nicholas and Riley. Tracy and Jason, come grab your materials. You can sit at some of the desks as well. Tracy and Jason, somebody grab them. Yes, did you grab it? Joseph and Bella. Naima and Kathleen.
Yeah,
Alex and Vesnida, you're going to be with me. Okay? Alright. You don't actually So Bella and Joseph, I think we could sit a little bit more separately, okay? That way we don't hear each other. Joseph and Bella, why don't we sit right over there? Alex and that's
Jackson. He's right here.
Why did I get the example? Because it's not my baby boy. Okay. Oh. I guess I'll read. Hi. Will you walk me?
Yeah. No, I know, so she was
Don't need your pencil.
Where's the question?
Okay, so what would you use? You guys can put together. You might use it later. Okay, beautiful. I see that some of our friends are starting to read into the second story. Okay, so we've had about 15, 20 minutes so far into this first story. So it would be my hope that we will finish. I'm not trying to rush, but I want us to start thinking about, okay, are we making good pacing? Right? Like if I was to read this story alone, would I be a little bit faster? Would I be a little bit slower? Am I getting anything out of the comprehension? Right? Am I learning anything from my partner? If not, then maybe just start thinking about how you can be a little bit more intentional, have a little bit more effort towards what questions you're being asked and what you're responding. Now, I saw a question on there. It said, ask a question. Now, why do you think this game might ask us to think of a question? Why might it ask us to think about a question that we can ask about the text or the poem or the informational text?
So we could,
Jake?
I was gonna say, so like, if we have like a curiosity, like, we can solve it by reading through the text.
Yes, exactly, Jake. So if we can be thinking about how those people are maybe looking at this text and asking us questions in a couple of minutes, we might be able to already solve those things because we've used text evidence or we've seen what the text features of the poem might have or the figurative language. Today is a big figurative language day. Have you noticed any metaphors or similes or personification? You should definitely be seeing them in that first poem. All right? Because you're going to be asked about it in the assessment. Okay? Now, again, my goal is that we are starting to wind down into that second passage here soon and that you are completing your second round of your game. Okay? So, you may begin. Continue where you are. Don't skip to the second story yet. Okay, so choose a word in the text. Already define the word. So what's a synonym?
No, because it's kind of what our thing
I think that the spider, how very soon this fly, here and white flattering birds came slowly flitting by. Winds are like buzzing indicators of near nearer drew. Thinking only of the brilliant eyes and connected with the view. Thinking only of the crested head. The cunning spider. Scared
underwater and gardening, like the coral gardening involved as a result
Joseph.
motivation
Hi, camera.
So why don't you two bring your friends?
I don't get what the metaphor
So what should you do, Jake, if you don't understand it based on what they're telling you? Remember, is a comparison. No, that's a what? There's the next. Yes, so a metaphor doesn't use those two. No, that's a synonym. A metaphor compares two things. Compares. Give me all those. You're gonna go take your assessment. You're gonna take it toward the fly. Just identify hand for the.
All right, I'll continue with question.
Oh, I have a copy in my back. Good job. Thank you, Dr. I'll see you later.
Yes, sir. Oh. Ask the question.
Okay, now, some of us did a beautiful job of doing the activity. Others of us are delaying. Now, what you don't realize is that because I gave you all this time to be working with a partner, today's grade, you're gonna give me your book, and you're not gonna see the answers that you gave. Okay, so once you finish this assessment, because we won't go on to social studies until we finish this assessment. Now, the assessment is for the spider and the fly and the coral reefs. Once you finish, because I have some people who are taking their assessment now, you will hand me your magnetic book. Once you hand me your magnetic book, I will grade it and I will give it back to you. If you are done, then you should read your reading counts, or you should finish your Frayer model. Okay? You did your assessment? I'll put that on hold. What matters right now is our reading. Okay? So you guys.
What's the definition of
What do you think it is? You have to finish reading. Alex, you should be at your desk. Tracy and Jason, I have to answer all of them. Yes. Are you finished with the story? You read the story? Read the story. Finish reading the story, and then go ahead and take your assessment. Okay. Now read. Any of you finished reading? Go ahead and start taking.
Riley, we need to get her to eat that.
I think Kathleen's in there. Nicholas, Jake, just because you're finished doesn't mean you can be a distraction. It was right here. You just finished it. You made mine. You looked at I think Wait, you didn't finish You're really distracted today.
And attached.
Okay, I'm not excited that I gave you the opportunity to work together. You didn't utilize it.
Artificial, what's gonna happen next? Rural gardening and also. What's gonna happen next is,
You want this thing also
Yes.
natural ways are more expensive.
That's
Is it dark? Restoring natural
Yeah, after Alex.
It's more fair to keep the ocean to water underwater than over. Alright, let me take.
Yes. No, no, right. So, Jake, actually, I would love if you did some Are you gonna help Tracy put things away? Jason? You don't need to worry about that. Jeremy, Alright, Joseph. And Bella, let's go to, did you finish reading?
I'm pretty sure it's paragraph 2.
Okay, Bella and Joseph, you now need to read them independently.
Tracy,
Alright, so give me all your materials. Joseph, are you laughing? I wouldn't be laughing. Because I think it's quite embarrassing that you can't do things on task as a fifth grader, almost going into middle school.